Hi, I'm Sherwin Lai. I'm the interpretation captain of speech and debate at Bellarmine for the 2019 to 2020 school year. Today's presentation is going to be about characterization, one of the most important and critical aspects of interp, I would believe. So let's just jump right into it. What are some things we need to keep in mind when we're trying to develop the characters in our speech? First, is each character well developed? Right? We don't want single-dimensional characters that just accomplish one purpose. Let's add some more complexity. Maybe you have more dimensions to each character, right? Is each character relatable? By relatable, I mean, here's one way to think about it. For a DI, for example, if your character dies later, or if your character has something really bad happen to them, will the audience feel sorry for them? Right? Usually we would use humor and other tactics to kind of lure the audience in to make them like your character, make them relate to the character, so that when something really bad happens and something dark happens, they feel sorry for them or they actually feel sad, right? It sounds kind of manipulative, but that's what we're trying to do, to build that emotional intensity. You have to get the characters can't seem removed or distant. They have to be relatable to the audience, engaging. Does a character's responses and reactions seem believable given the situation being portrayed? For example, when you have an interaction between two characters, is the reaction timely and appropriate to another character's actions? Right? Especially in duo, but even in a single person event when you're transitioning between characters. Are the reactions continuous? Do we feel that flow, right? Or even when you have one character, or it's just one character reacting to stimulus around this, maybe something changed and your facial expression is slowly morphing, right? Do those reactions feel genuine, appropriate to the situation, and not just forced, right? So responses, reactions are super critical. Is each character distinct from the others? This is especially important in HI and POI. I find that a lot of novices, they do try to make different characters distinct, but they end up being kind of the same person. And the problem is that, one, if your characters aren't distinct, it'll be really hard for the audience to follow along in your piece when they don't even know which character or which character they're going to in HI, or which piece they're going to in POI, since each piece has a different character. The other issue is that it's just unengaging if all your characters are the same, right? When you're popping or transitioning between characters, right, they need to be distinct enough, and distinct in which is not just they have a different voice or accent, right? Their facial expression needs to be different. They have different physicality. They have different mannerisms, right? They have different ways they conduct themselves, their habits, right? There's a lot more nuance. We'll get into that later. So, and that kind of goes into the idea of well-developed characters from our first bullet point. And finally, are the transitions between characters clean and precise? I kind of already touched upon this. I think facial expressions are super important in those transitions, right? Is it clear, sharp? So, for example, in HI, if you're just stepping side to side, switch between characters, that's a major problem, right? We want the pops to be really sharp. For POI, are you fumbling with your binder when you switch between characters? Or is it really clean and controlled? Are the facial expressions different? I've said facial expressions so many times, probably because it's one of the most important things, because the judges will be focusing on your face a lot more than other parts of your body, and even if you change parts of your body but you don't change your face expression, it won't feel like the character is changing. Those are important things. And even if you're doing a DI, OPP, or you or OI where you only have one character, you still really want to hone in especially on that one character, make them super well developed and genuine and relatable. That's going to be super key to your success. Oh, another trick I didn't really write in here. If your character in a monologue, like a DI, is pretty much just yourself in real life, what you want to do is change your character for the intro so that people think your actual behavior is the intro one, and they'll be super amazed you can maintain your entire character. Now, of course, this works to varying degrees for different people, but yes, even when you only have one character, it should be kind of like distinct from your own personality. And one way is to just invert it, using the intro as an opportunity to show that inversion. Some character traits to think about. So again, we're not just saying, it's not just like your accent and your body posture. Right? There's a lot of things. What are the likes and dislikes of a character? How that might influence their behavior, and how they react to things. Like, are they disgusted when they see certain things? Have pet peeves? Are they instantly attracted to certain things or people? Why or why not? Right? Their age range, their gender, obviously, relative size. I say relative because you got to show the contrast between different characters. They're big, small, medium, whatever. Posture, super big one. Race, intelligence level, economic social status, focal body trait. What I mean by focal body trait is like one kind of action, gesture, or behavior that is like unique to the character. So every time you go back to it, it's clear to the audience or to the judges which character it is. So it's kind of like a signaling tool. Mouth, legs and feet, vocal placement. So is the character's voice back here, or is it out from like here, right? Or is it in the middle, right? Where is it in your throat? Probably that was not a very good demonstration, but it is what it is. Texture and quality of your voice, like is it coarse? Is it soft? Is it like high pitched, low pitched? What their laugh sounds like. Your favorite activity, catchphrase. By catchphrase, it could be something you make up to help you yourself understand the piece. It could be something from a piece. It doesn't matter, right? Just something that helps you understand. So your task is to fill out this characterization chart, which is available for you as a PDF to print out, or you can ask your captains to give you one for all characters. So I think each side will only has enough space for like 6 or 7 characters, maybe. I don't really remember. So make as many copies as you need. So each row, you would put in the name of the character and then all different traits. And there's a backside too, because there's just so many traits. So don't forget about that. So this is just one way for you to get started. You can look at an example, right? Different characters in HI and what kind of different characteristics that are distinct from each other. This is a pretty good example. I'm not going to go through it, obviously, but you can take a look, right? So if it's helpful for you, I would highly recommend you complete this characterization chart as thoroughly as possible. Your next step would then to work on each character and be distinct. There are 2 ways to accomplish this. First, obviously, really become the character. Don't just act like the character. Like, so you become the character. Record yourself doing it. See if it's genuine and relatable and well developed, right? And keep revising it. The other trick you could do is be each character for 1 hour. So maybe in a day, the first hour you will be like literally when you're doing things, you're talking, you're moving around, right? Just like become the character for that 1 hour, and after 1 hour switch to the next character, and it'll really help you internalize what that character is, what they look like, how they behave, how they talk, that kind of stuff. Hopefully this video was helpful for you to get started in your characterization. I'd highly recommend filling out this chart now, starting practicing your different characters, recording them, becoming them. Either way, if you have any questions, let me know, let your captain know, or let your coach know. Thank you very much.